So anxiety is tied up with the body's stress response. And the stress response is a really normal and natural and necessary response to threat. And as you can imagine, if we didn't have some way of responding to threat from the environment, we'd all be in pretty serious trouble. So our stress response gears up our body to fight this thing, run away from it, or possibly stand there while we're working out what to do next. So people might have heard of the fight, flight, freeze response. And that alarm system sits in the back of our brain here. Really handy when it comes to, I don't know, a tiger wanting to take a chunk of us. Now, anxiety is a slightly different kettle of fish, because as the name actually suggests, or if you look up the definition, anxiety is actually fear in the absence of threat. So what happens with anxiety is we have a situation where the brain, this beautiful big part of our brain, which has the capacity to think about the past and anticipate the future, gets hold of a thought like, what if? What if there's a tiger that's about to eat me? And the alarm system, which just does what it does, it reacts like the threat is real. And so we have situations where we are responding as if there was danger when there is none. Now, what happens in our body is our body starts to pump up to deal with this threat. So our heart races, or our tummy feels funny, or our muscles tense, or our breathing changes, because it's getting ready to fight this tiger. And guess what? There is no tiger. But that body's response becomes proof, almost evidence, to the thought that it was true. So if I'm wondering or worrying, what if I'm not a good mum? And my brain goes, what? Did you say you're not a good mum? And you start stressing about it, then that almost becomes proof that that thought I had was true. And so when we think about anxiety, we've got these responses being triggered when there is no actual danger. The other issue with it, though, is that if I was having problems with being a good mum, then actually a stress response, or gearing up to fight or to run or to freeze, wouldn't actually help me be a better mum. So the stress response, or the anxious response, often isn't fit for purpose and doesn't help us problem solve ourselves out of situations. So you can see how anxiety kind of begets anxiety. And the strategy that the brain chucks in its path to solve this problem wasn't actually designed to solve the problems that we actually look to anxiety or feel anxiety around.